Hello and welcome to Fuse Unbothered, brought to you by Upfront and Personal. I don't know why we're both happy and smiling.
Because we're wearing today. What we wear color code for today and it's pink.
Seriously,
pink
guys, and it wasn't planned, yo. Hi, Gabby. How are you doing?
I feel good, Hey, I feel nice. Hey.
Okay, I'm also great as well, and we have a lot to talk about on the show. So stay tuned to Fuse Unbothered.
I used to care for the world's opinion.
Next.
I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Fuse Unbothered.
So, Gabby, you know how a lot of people talk about the fact that marriage is no longer what it used to be? Then we had our parents stay in marriage. We had our mother stay in marriage, regardless of how bad she was maltreated, how she was being abused by her spouse and all that. But in this generation now, we're see woke. That like a lot of people actually do divorce parties. Have you seen someone celebrating successful divorce? You've not seen somebody throwing a whole party that she's been successfully divorced. Hey. So like a lot of people get into marriages and at the slightest provocation they're out. Now a certain I don't know, call him vlogger or
media
blogger,
personality.
He came out exactly. John came out to say that if you have an unfaithful partner as a wife, you should still stay in the marriage. That cheating is not enough reason for you to leave your spouse. For you to say, okay, this marriage is over. And he gave a lot of reasons saying that, I mean, you leave this partner and don't be surprised, you can find someone else who could be a virgin. He has like 1,000 people waiting on the line and you might not be as financially stable. Exactly. And you meet someone else who is probably cheating on another partner. Like he gave reasons why you should still be in the marriage.
And I just need to say it at this point that this was directed to the women, not to the
exactly
men.
To the women. And I'm asking myself, why is this coming from a man? Okay, I'm not even surprised it's coming from a man. If it was a woman, I probably would be surprised.
Yeah.
But what should you do? Like, do you think cheating in marriage with an unfaithful partner is better than leaving the partner? Would you rather leave your partner or cheat on your partner who is unfaithful?
This man's recommendation is a no-no for me because
Really?
I feel like this does not work, and this is my reason. How do you advise people, to cheat on their partners that are cheating on them as the only way to survive?
Yeah.
What if these people have principles and they're against cheating? Don't forget that cheating is adultery.
Okay.
So don't recommend evil, for people as a way to cope through, really hard and trying times. I don't think this is fair. And this conversation of men can cheat but women cannot is a conversation for another day. I'm having headache anytime I think about it. That line where he says, if a man should cheat on you and you as a woman you leave, you have 1,000 women ready to replace you. That thing just scatters my brain. Because I'm like, why? I've never been able to understand what these double standards are about. And I think we pushing that narrative is not fair and it's not good. I think we should get to a point where we realize that men and women, I don't know about equality, none of all those things I want to talk about now, but I'll just say that as a human being, I don't think it's fair to give out what you don't want to receive. How they say, do unto others what you want others to do unto you. This is not gender specific. If you as a man don't want your wife to cheat on you, why then cheat on her? I don't get it. So I'm going to link this, because very recently we also had a man who ended up, allegedly murdered his wife because she was cheating. This happened somewhere in Niger State very, very recently. Now he says the neighbors had come out and said that this man is very jealous. He doesn't like this woman talking to any other man, said a lot of things about the man. And now the man, apparently found his wife cheating. And what he did was he strangled her. He killed her. And then, realizing what he had done, he tried to consume a poisonous substance just to, end his own life. Unfortunately, he was taken to the hospital where he's recovering. And we know what this is going to turn in for him. Now it's a murder case.
Yeah.
And I'm like, from cheating to murder, there are better ways to handle this thing.
Okay, which is why I like to ask. I mean, as a lady, when it comes to the extreme, that's why we talk about it. I mean, you are with this person, you know how violent he is, you know how he was before you got married, but you decide to still stick with this person. And when it becomes in extreme cases where mother is like, for instance, now this example you gave, when we see that a mother is now involved, it becomes an issue for discussion. But nobody's telling the lady, oh, this guy is toxic. You are saying he's toxic, but you rather get into the marriage than not date this person at all. So like, why do women still do that?
Honestly,
I mean, for someone, you said he's jealous, he's abusive, he beats her and all that, but why still get into marriage with this person?
Okay,
why?
well, what the neighbor said wasn't that he beats her or all of that, but they had seen some form of violence coming from the man.
I mean, before someone strangles you, he hasn't beaten you now. We just wake up and just strangle the person.
Anyways, I feel like some people may not be violent people, but let's try to separate cheating. The reality is there's some men that are not violent, but when it comes to things like cheating, that violent side comes out. I'm just saying, because some men will say it's a no, a woman cannot cheat on me and I take her back. Okay. Do you understand what I mean? But what me I'll say is cheating is not good though. I'm not going to say cheating is good. Cheating is not good.
Okay, so I think we should answer the question. How do you treat an unfaithful partner? How? Because John is saying before you leave marriage, cheating should not be enough reason for you to leave your marriage. You have to think about it deeply. Except you are saying that, you know what, I'm done with this marriage, then you can leave. So you find your partner cheating in marriage, how would you solve it? Would you leave?
This is what I'd say. According to the Bible, right? Cheating is the only way. Adultery or cheating, infidelity is the only excuse you can to, leave your partner. But if you choose to forgive, and I'm saying
Death
this to
as
both
well.
men, and death are the only ways you can, legally separate from your or the only conditions that you can use. But what I'll just say is this, and I'm saying it to both the men and to the women, if you feel that you really want to try and you see that this person as really repented from what they did, God forgives all of us, and you also will need forgiveness sometimes because you're going to mess up in the future. It might not be cheating. So if this person is really repentant, I feel like you can forgive them. And let's stop doing this gender thing of if you're a man, is it a woman? God forbid. But come on, I mean, death really. Now, what's the child? What's going to become of this child? Because the man is a murderer now. He's going to go in for it, and the woman is going.
But I don't want to say I blame the woman. I mean, you wanted to cheat. Why didn't you just leave? Why did you just separate? Why didn't you just leave the man? Rather than being in your husband's house and cheating, because whether you like it or not, she'll still married to the guy.
I still feel that shouldn't have cost her her life. I still feel like that shouldn't have cost her her life.
But I mean, better be safe than be sorry. You knew the person you were in the marriage institution with. I mean, you should have known better. But unfortunately, she's gone and.
May her soul rest in peace. You guys, please, let's just keep away from abusive relationships, abusive marriages, and let's learn to forgive. There's always a way to get over something. If you feel like you can't forgive this person, better to let her go than to let her lose her life. That's what I'm going to say on this.
I agree.
Yeah.
Maltina, share happiness.
Views Unpotted.
And we're going to move on to something different. It's about the insecurity in the country and how suddenly it seems like many of our celebrities, seem to be the target of, some of these criminals.
Yeah.
We had a time where we had two actors from Nigerian actors where they were kidnapped somewhere in the East when they were, I don't know if they were on a movie production set or something, but they were kidnapped. Luckily, we had news that they were eventually released, and you heard the sum of money that was being demanded by the kidnappers. Now, we also had our very own veteran actor, Hafiz Oyetoro, who was recently robbed. Now, in his house somewhere in Ogun State, robbers came, and when they came, guess how much they were demanding? The sum of 20 million naira. We know the
20 million.
20 million. No. And it's funny because yes, this is a veteran actor, but I feel like people have a false sense or false idea of how much, celebrities, especially actors, are making. To go into a man's house like that and make that demand of that huge sum. What really do you think these people make? Just somebody came out the other time when these actors were kidnapped, and said, this, our job is showbiz. I don't think people really understand, what it is. But I'm glad that his life was safe. I'm glad that he's alive. I'm glad his family is well.
Yeah.
Eventually, they parted with, a couple of very important belongings and they left. But I'm just going to say that we all need to be safe out there. We all need to be very careful, especially with how you show any form of wealth or that you have something because of the state of the country.
Which is actually why it's funny because, I mean, Saka, as popularly known, is someone who, I mean, even if you want to, rob A-list act, I'm not saying he's not an A-list actor, but he has stopped acting for a while.
He's a veteran actor whom everybody loves, but so
why him? Why would you think you can get that ridiculous amount from him? And it's so sad because they cut it away with his phones, laptops. they actually brought a POS
They
to
said
take
they
his
came with a
money
POS to
and
take money.
a lot of it's really, really sad.
And unfortunately, they robbed, like about 2 or 3 other homes in that same area.
So we're happy he's fine. But insecurity is something we would never stop talking about in this country.
Until
I think it's our number one problem.
Insecurity in the middle of this economy. So it's different when people are coming, now when people are kidnapping and trying to get ransom.
Yeah.
You understand that we're dealing with 2 problems. One is insecurity. The second one is the economic situation. Where do you expect people to get the money from?
Yeah.
Honestly, this is something that we'll just keep talking about. But we'll get into more stuff to talk about when we come back from this break. This is still Feels Unbothered. Don't go anywhere.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Maltina, share happiness.
Feels Unbothered.
Welcome back. It's still Feels Unbothered. If you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit, but we still have something to discuss, something really, really interesting.
I'm shaking my
and
head.
funny. I think it's funny.
It's funny. I'm not gonna lie. This is very, very funny. We understand the traffic situation in the country, and we know that in this Lagos, everybody's in a hurry.
Seriously.
No time to waste time. No time
we
to
spend
check
time in traffic. In Lagos. I think it's normal for
a
Lagosians.
particular road user. I'm not even sure if this is Lagos, Nigeria, or what part of Nigeria this is. But a particular road user took it upon himself to put the road in a proper way for everyone else. He goes and destroys a speed hump. A speed hump, you can call it a speed hump, you can call it a speed bump. Those things on the roads that they use, they put for the purpose of slowing down. So the man says he just carries a particular, I think it's a shovel or hammer. I'm not even sure what the particular tool this man was using. And he goes and starts breaking the road, breaking the speed hump.
I mean, if our government can't do it, we can as well take laws into our own hands.
So,
please.
If somebody's videoing this whole thing and the person is saying, good afternoon, I say, wait, I'm not going to talk to you now. I need to finish what I'm doing. And he says, see, the purpose of a road is, for people to be able to have access, to be able to move freely. And if you can no longer move freely, then it's no longer a road. So that's basically what this man does. He destroys the entire that particular speed hump. And I just, keep on wondering. People are tired. That's what this man is showing. Honestly, because you can see from what he's doing there. I'm not just going to wait for anybody to do this for me. I'm just going to stand up and do this thing for myself. Yeah.
And even if we had forces come to meet him, like the police force and all that,
it looks like he was ready.
People would definitely come to them and try to fight, because what he's doing is for the benefit of all of us. This is what we're telling our government.
But that speed hump was put there in the first place for a reason.
With the kind of traffic you have, I don't, like you said, we don't know if it's Lagos, but if it's Lagos, the kind of traffic we have, at this point, we don't need any speed. Move slowly to where now? Move slowly to where? Getting to your destination feels like you are traveling. Not talk of please there. I support him. I support him 100.
Wow. Okay. Seems like everyone is in a hurry, so take out all the obstacles as much as you can. You know what? We've had so much fun talking on this particular episode. This is the part where we go away and come back some other time. Don't forget to join the conversation on our YouTube page. Follow us at The Fuse. Subscribe and continue talking. Use the comment section very well. Talk to us. We want to hear what you have to say.
Ask us questions as well.
Yes, that's right. And of course, on Instagram, you find us at Fuse Local. You find me on Instagram at Gabby.Gabby.
You can also find me on all social media platforms at _Madichi. This is where we have to say goodbye today. Until next time, stay fused.
Upfront and personal, world-class business, world-class consultants.